want to tell you one thing about Newt Gingrich. I will tell you that there is no brighter philosopher, no greater conservative voice in this country than Newt Gingrich. We face a challenge in this country. It's a challenge of ideas.
Newt Gingrich has led an American life. Newt was raised by his mother, Kathleen, and his adoptive father, Robert Gingrich, a career soldier and Army officer. An extremely bright child, Newt did well in his studies and found his first calling to become a teacher. He did just that. He earned a PhD and went on to teach history at West Georgia College. In the 1970s, he became dismayed by the liberal politics dominating Washington, the malaise those policies were causing, and the harm it was doing to our economy. He decided to do something about it. And in 1978, Gingrich won his first election to Congress representing part of the Atlanta suburbs. Once in Washington, Congressman Gingrich began to confront the usual politics and became a leading ally of my father, Ronald Reagan. He helped Congress push through massive tax cuts. He worked to secure a military buildup that helped defeat the Soviet Union. Under his leadership, Congress also limited the welfare state. As a leader in the Reagan Revolution, Gingrich began to confront both Republicans and Democrats in Congress for their cozy insider deals. By the early 1990s, he and a group of young conservatives made an audacious move to gain control of Congress. Gingrich wrote The Contract with America, a blueprint of what Republicans would do if they won Congress. In 1994, the American people agreed with that contract, and Newt Gingrich and his fellow conservatives were swept to power in an amazing political upheaval. This sweep ended almost 5 decades of Democratic rule in Congress. Gingrich was elected as the 58th Speaker of the House, the 3rd highest elected official in the land. Gingrich then led the most reform-minded Congress in history. And his team pushed and got big tax cuts, limits in federal spending, and during his speakership, the country witnessed an unparalleled economic recovery, giving the country our first balanced budget in decades. After leaving Congress, Newt Gingrich has remained at the forefront of an American political scene. In speeches, books, and heading organizations advocating for conservative ideas, he has helped keep my father's legacy alive.
I think Newt, who was there with us at the very beginning, is proposing exactly a Reagan-Kemp agenda. We need jobs, output, and employment. We're losing tons and tons of potential prosperity because of bad economics. And Newt Gingrich's proposal is right on the money on every major area.
You consider in Washington today, around the country today, we're talking about balanced budgets, paying down our national debt, getting the economy going, you know, defending ourselves, activist judges. Newt Gingrich did all those things when he was Speaker. We got tax relief, we got balanced budgets, we got, you know, job creation, we paid down our national debt. And if you think about it, Mark, we hadn't done that since he left.
Newt is larger than life. Newt is well known. A lot of people's memory of Newt is here's a guy that actually cut government. Here's a guy that actually balanced the budget. Here's a guy that actually took the House back from the Democrats.
Newt, we'd probably still be in a minority were it not for him. And now we need to finish that revolution to honor President Reagan. This man can do it. He has the philosophy, he has the conservative principles and values. He is a Reagan conservative through and through. Let's finish the revolution and let's elect Newt Gingrich.
It largely is an attack on Newt because they're afraid he might win.
We're at risk if we don't have the vision for the future to take it to the next level. I think there's one man that can really lay out that foundation because he did it once before. And we're going to count on him to do it once again. I want to tell you, we need people like Newt Gingrich, visionaries, great Americans, people that understand that it's ideas. It is this vision that makes America great. He is one of the greatest American thinkers of our time.
Well, I just think he's got the best economic plan of any of the candidates, and I love the idea that he wants a strong dollar. That was clearly Reagan all the way. The alternative, a flat tax, that's wonderful. Spending restraint, if you look at some of his reforms of programs, I mean, it is just a very, very good, well-designed economic package, and that's what I'm all about, and I figured it'd be remiss of me not to come out and say I think he's the best candidate.
I'll vote for Gingrich just because I think he can mop the floor with Obama in a debate.
We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
The American people create jobs, not government.
Would you reappoint Ben Bernanke?
I would fire him tomorrow. I think the Fed should be audited. I'm not particularly worried about Governor Perry and Governor Romney frightening the American people when President Obama scares them every single day. When I was Speaker, we added 11 million jobs in a bipartisan effort, including welfare reform, the largest capital gain tax cut in history. We balanced the budget for 4 straight years. How would the country feel today at 4.2% unemployment? That's my credential. I'm going to outline a 21st century contract with America. It's going to be far bolder, far deeper, far more profound than what we did in 1994 or what I helped Jack Kemp and Ronald Reagan do in 1980. I am very much in favor of school choice. My personal preference would be to have a Pell Grant for K through 12 so that every parent could pick with their child any school they wanted to send them to. I think unemployment compensation should be tied directly to a training program so that 99 weeks becomes an investment in human capital, giving us the best trained workforce in the world. But I believe it is fundamentally wrong to give people money for 99 weeks for doing nothing. The Congress this year, this next week, ought to repeal the Dodd-Frank bill. They ought to repeal the Sarbanes-Oxley bill. They ought to start creating jobs right now, because for those 14 million Americans, this is a depression now. Well, I'm frankly not interested in your effort to get Republicans fighting each other. I, for one, and I hope all of my friends up here, are going to repudiate every effort of the news media to get Republicans to fight each other to protect Barack Obama, who deserves to be defeated, and all of us are committed as a team. Whoever the nominee is, we are all for defeating Barack Obama. Nothing will turn America around more than election night when Barack Obama loses decisively.